Imagine for a moment that everything you believe about yourself, your story, your identity, and even the meaning of your existence might not be what you think. What if reality is much deeper than we've been taught? Get ready to dive into a concept that could change the way you see the world and yourself. From the day you were born, a story was written for you. Not by your own hand, but by others. They gave you a name, a role, and set boundaries you accepted as true. But deep down, have you ever felt that something didn't quite make sense? Those boundaries, those definitions, were never truly yours. It's a great mystery that, one day, we will unravel and understand. The answer to this question will also be the key to making sense of existence. Stop right now, before this video gets removed. What would happen if I told you that everything you've been taught about who you are, your past, your identity, and even your own existence, is a lie? Great minds like John Wheeler have quietly uncovered a powerful truth. You are not a fleeting human being living a finite life. You are an eternal presence with no beginning or end. Most people will never know this, but you are here now for a reason. Stay with me, because once you see beyond the veil, you'll realize that you've always known the truth. And if you act with this knowledge, you can change everything. But to do that, you must dare to look deeper, before it's too late. From the moment you were born, a story was written for you. Not by you, but for you. They gave you a name, assigned you roles, set limits, and you accepted them because that's what everyone does. But deep down, you never felt that everything fit perfectly. The limits imposed on you, the ones you accepted as normal, were never truly yours. What if I told you that this story, this carefully constructed narrative about you, is the greatest illusion of your life? John Wheeler, a physicist who worked with Einstein, made a discovery that challenges everything we know about reality. He called it the participatory universe. The idea that the act of observing reality not only reveals it, but creates it. You are not just a spectator in this universe. You are the director, the writer, the actor, and the set. But at some point, you forgot this. Think about it. Every time you look in the mirror, you see a body and think, "This is me." But through whose eyes are you looking? Who is it that is thinking this thought? Science tells us that the cells in your body are constantly dying and being replaced. The body you inhabit today is not the same as the one you had 10 years ago. Even your brain, the supposed control center, has been reconfigured hundreds of times. If your body is always changing, how can it define who you are? Wheeler's discoveries go further. He demonstrated that time is not what we think it is. What you call the past and future are constructs, a kind of mental stage that creates the illusion of movement. In reality, everything, absolutely everything, is happening now. The you of yesterday and the you of tomorrow are not separate. They are merely threads of the same infinite fabric, and you are the loom itself. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine reality as a movie reel, with each frame existing simultaneously. What you perceive as time is merely the projection of those frames. But here's the big truth. The film only plays because you are observing it. Wheeler's participatory universe reveals that without an observer, the real does not exist. Your consciousness is not just part of the equation. It is the equation. This means that you are not trapped in the story you were told. You are not a fixed character in some grand divine script. You are the pencil, the page, and the ink. And you've been writing this story all along. The mystery of life, the eternal quest for meaning, and the relentless attempt to understand who we truly are are questions that often leave our minds in constant turmoil. Imagine for a moment that everything you believe about yourself, your identity, your past, and even your very existence is an illusion. John Wheeler, a brilliant physicist who worked alongside Einstein, made a discovery that challenged all our perceptions of reality. The truth he found goes far beyond what we imagined. You are not a fleeting human being living a finite life. In fact, you are an eternal presence, without beginning or end. When we deeply consider this concept, we begin to question the narratives imposed upon us since birth. Throughout life, we were told who we are, what we should be, and even how we should behave. Society, family, school, all these factors shaped our view of who we are. They gave us a name, charted a path, and imposed limits. These limits became part of us, to the point where we thought they were natural. However, deep down, we always felt that something didn't quite fit. Those limits, those ideas and concepts about who we are, were never truly ours. When we reflect on this, we start to realize that what we've been told about our life and identity is, in fact, the greatest illusion of our lives. John Wheeler challenged conventional science and revealed that reality is not something fixed and absolute, but rather something that depends on our observation. He called this the participatory universe. This means that the simple act of observing not only reveals reality, but actually creates it. This is something few people truly understand, but according to Wheeler, you are not a spectator in the universe. You are the director, the writer, the actor, and the set. Everything you experience and believe to be your reality is, in fact, a construction of your own consciousness. Imagine for a moment the following. You look in the mirror and see a body. That's you, right? But in reality, who is observing? Who is the being that thinks these thoughts and asks these questions? Science teaches us that the cells in our body are constantly dying and being replaced. The body you inhabit today is not the same as it was 10 years ago. Even your brain, considered the control center of your identity, has been reconfigured countless times. If the body is in constant change, how can we define who we are? And more importantly, if we are something beyond the physical body, what truly defines us? John Wheeler brought a new perspective that goes far beyond this traditional view of identity. Wheeler's concept of the participatory universe helps us understand that, in reality, everything is happening now. The past and the future are merely mental constructs that create the illusion of movement. Everything, absolutely everything, occurs in the present, and our experience of time is merely a projection of our mind. The you that existed yesterday and the you that will exist tomorrow are, in fact, one and the same presence, connected and timeless. This is a difficult concept to grasp, but essential to understanding the nature of reality and the fundamental role we play in it. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine reality as a film reel. Each frame of this reel exists simultaneously, but it is projected to create the illusion of movement. What we perceive as time is, in fact, the projection of these frames in our perception. And here is the revealing truth. The film only exists because you are observing it. Without an observer, reality would not manifest in the way we know it. Human consciousness is not merely a part of the process. It is the key to understanding how the universe works. The universe does not exist as something distant or separate from us, but as something intrinsically connected to our own consciousness. Our perception, our choices, and the way we interact with the world around us shape the reality we live in. Wheeler's great discovery, therefore, is the realization that reality is not something fixed, but fluid, alive, and responsive. When we become aware that we are active participants in this process of creation, we begin to see that the story we were told about ourselves, the limits imposed on us, are not definitive. We can rewrite our own story at any moment because we are the creators of our own reality. Now that we begin to understand that reality is more malleable than we ever imagined, an inevitable question arises. What do we do with this knowledge? If we are indeed the creators of our own reality, how can we start shaping our lives more consciously and in alignment with our true essence? The answer lies in a deep process of self-knowledge and detachment from the limitations imposed by the external world. From an early age, we are conditioned to believe that our identity is tied to external things: our profession, our relationships, our social status. Yet we forget that the true self is not found in any of these. The true essence of who we are goes beyond any label or definition. In moments of silence and introspection, we can begin to hear the inner voice that exists beyond the rational mind. It is in this space of stillness that true wisdom is revealed. When we let go of limiting beliefs, societal expectations, and the need for external validation, we begin to access a deeper part of ourselves. The part that has always been there, but was overshadowed by the noise of the world. When we connect with this inner truth, we begin to realize that we are more than just simple human beings living an ordinary life. We are infinite consciousnesses, capable of manifesting and experiencing life in ways that transcend logic and reason. We are creative beings, with the power to shape our reality according to the intentions we set forth into the universe. This does not mean we can simply think of something and expect it to happen magically. The process of creating the reality we desire requires more than superficial intentions. It requires a deep alignment between our mind, heart, and actions. When our intention aligns with our true essence, opportunities begin to appear in unexpected ways. Life starts to flow more smoothly, as if the universe were conspiring in our favor. This alignment, however, demands courage. Courage to abandon the old beliefs that limit us, and courage to follow the less traveled path, the one that may seem uncertain or even uncomfortable, but is the path of truth. When we make decisions based on our inner truth, life begins to unfold in ways we never thought possible. And it is at this point that true transformation begins to occur. As we start to see ourselves beyond the limitations of the body and mind, we realize that we are connected to something much greater. We are part of a cosmic network of interconnected consciousnesses, and our existence holds a profound purpose. This purpose often has less to do with material success or fame, and more to do with our inner growth, our ability to live authentically, and the positive impact we can have on the world around us. By understanding that we are active participants in the process of creating reality, we also begin to see that our choices, thoughts, and emotions have a profound impact not only on our own lives, but also on the world in which we live. Every action, no matter how small, reverberates throughout the universe in ways we cannot even imagine. The change we seek in the world begins with inner transformation. Thus, true freedom comes when we let go of control. When we stop fighting against the current of life and start flowing with it, allowing our essence to guide us. Life, which once seemed uncertain and unpredictable, begins to reveal its natural flow, and we are invited to participate in this movement with trust and gratitude. The key to understanding this reality is to accept that everything is in constant change. Nothing is fixed or permanent, and it is within this continuous movement that life unfolds. Attachments and resistance only keep us trapped in a limited version of reality. When we accept that we are part of a dynamic universe, always evolving, we are able to live with greater ease and harmony. However, the journey of awakening to this truth is not something that happens overnight. It is a continuous process that requires practice, patience, and self-compassion. Every step we take toward our truth brings us closer to a deeper understanding of who we are and our place in the cosmos. And as this truth reveals itself, we realize that we are not alone. We are all connected, all part of a grand cosmic dance, where each being plays a vital role. As we begin to awaken to this reality, we see that life is much more than merely going through experiences and accumulating things. Life is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to expand our consciousness. And when we become aware of our true nature, we begin to live more fully and authentically. If the first part of this journey showed us that reality is malleable and that we are the creators of our own experience, this second part invites us to live based on this knowledge, to connect with our inner truth, and to let it guide us. By doing so, we not only transform our own lives, but also contribute to the transformation of the world around us.